Officially, good morning. Welcome to the Market Watch Group Monday Market Kickoff. My name is Scott. I will be your host. If you're listening to the recording, you missed some of the great pre-market, pre-session conversations that we're having. And you don't want to miss that. That's good stuff. But we were talking about the trade deals. Kami says, I only believe 50% of the BS that comes out. 50 is pretty good. That's a good filter. I don't know. But it's positive. So 50% of positive is still positive. Good morning to you, El Jago. Good to see you. All right. Well, let's get cracking. First and foremost, let me get some housekeeping matters out of the way. As always, remind you that what we're doing is education and illustrative purposes only. Nothing we do or say should be intended or construed as a recommendation to buy or sell any financial security or product, because we're not brokers or advisors, and any decisions made should be taken at your own risk. All right. What else? Opening futures and news. Futures are showing the same positivity that Steven saw. Positive in the futures. Positive in the news. We know that today's actually light. And then the rest of the week, heavy. Right? The rest of the week, heavy. Lots of news coming out. We'll go through that. Market postures, it stayed basically the same. It dropped a quarter of a point, but overall, we're in the mid to upper fives. That's a solid bullish score. And we should be trading accordingly. And so what does that mean? Someone asked about a hedge because they're like, hey, the VIX seems like it could be, yeah. The VIX is low. It's at a spot that if we were going to get some hedges on, which means if things start to shift quickly and you have a number of positions on, you definitely want to be ready to hedge potentially. Okay. We'll go through the calendar. Mindset for open trades should be good. If you're carrying something, it should be bullish. And we look to be opening favorably. We'll talk about the opening range. We'll look at this week's opportunity list. Again, pretty good list. It was a little down. Let me see how many we have. 4, 2, 18. I mean, yeah, 18 to 20 is a strong bullish list. So, yeah, I think it looks just fine. All right, let's keep going. Mr. Cynic. All right, let's hit it. Let's hit it. Let's actually start here. So the futures are still favorable, but you'll notice we've come down from overnight highs across the board. If you look, I'm drawing little arrows showing that coming down across the board. We're now only up about 0.23 on the S&P. We are only 0.09 on the Dow. The Nasdaq's holding up a little better, still 0.4, a little less than 0.5%, and the Russell 0.63. So yeah, those all look, pretty good. Okay, let's go see what else we think is going on. Trump looms large over defiant Fed. I mean, is the Fed defiant or just implementing their plan? I agree, Press. The trade deal with the EU should be positive. It is positive. When the details continue to shape up, we get a little bit more sense of what it looks like. But overall, yeah, 100% looks favorable. Markets responding well to it. Looks great, right? Looks great. Let's take a quick peek at our. Let's take a quick peek at our posture scoring for those who did not come. Pop that up real fast and let's review that while the market's still closed. So, long-term score stayed the same, keeping the benefit from last week's bump. What are we scoring there, you might be wondering? I'm scoring a convincing pop back up into this territory here. Yeah, that's our 1.25. When we're convinced that these red lines are the trend. Now, if there's ever a time where we think this is the trajectory, you can see this is a steeper line than the red. There's no way for us to put this on and be like, this is our trend yet. But the fact that we're moving, I'm going to delete that. The fact that we're moving convincingly back into this prior area, yeah, 1.25. I think that makes sense. When we look at the short term, just a nice, steady, it's halfway up. It's not a... This is our trend angle. This is a 1. This is a 3. And you can see that's somewhere right in the middle. Maybe are a 1 1/4, maybe 1.75, but yeah, 1.5 is probably the average scored based on what I heard from the group. But that makes sense. It's steady. It's stable. Perfect. We love it. Volume. That's where our drop was. So you can see that with volume, we've really only got this one last day. That's going to disappear. We've got this one half day. That was a good breakout day when it happened. We've got one tie day. A couple of them got close, but close doesn't count. So this is the buyers barely holding on. Now, here's the deal. Even if it's a tie, so when that last B drops off this week and there's just a tie, well, tie goes to the buyers. We still will give it 1/4 point. That's where we are. But that's where the drop was in our score. If you were wondering, where did it drop? Dropped here in volume. Major market, I kept it the same, and I marked it yellow because as I looked at it, I wondered, did I get ahead of myself with raising it 1/4 point? I had enough people convince me that in doing the same, we're just trying to see the strength. But if it doesn't hold over the next week or two, I'll probably ease that back down. And you can see that happened here. Let me go back one. Here. 0.5, 0.75, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. Sometimes it looks like it's going to give us some strength, and then it just doesn't. And then we have to just ease it back. That's why I have that marked in yellow. Sector rotation still showing 0.5 point. VIX is still looking pretty good. And in fact, if there was any part of the analysis that I was thinking would go up, would be the VIX. Interestingly, though, the market's up a little bit. The VIX is also up a little bit. So Press is right that the reaction was positive, but the institutional reaction's a little more tepid. They're like, well, we're not quite sure. So this was brought up. I believe it was John, and he said, well, what about that stochastics? Yeah, it's not wrong. We're down here at the low, not the very low. We got down to 14s back here, but just barely. But we're down to that same spot, and you'll notice what happened after that. Let's put a line here. And then let's go back to the SPY. And that was the it feels like something is brewing, right? When that happened, and it was brewing. You can see what happened when this dropped. And then we had a little bit of a recovery into this area. And then the tariff deals kicked us down even further. And if we go back and look at the VIX, was there anything that told us that was happening? Well, yeah. Two things. That was a higher low. That's an absolute signal. And you even got a little, this is a lot harder here, this little flag type higher low. If you're not already hedged, and then you're like, oh, can I still hedge when the VIX is at 27? Yes, if you know for certain it's going to end up at 60. Well, we never know that. It happened to this time. But no, that would have been a real difficult hedge. So it needs to be this first one. But we're not seeing that right now. That would be if it went up and pulled back. This would be the corollary. Right now, I'm going to change my color. This correlates to this. There's nothing going on other than maybe. So if you have some bullish trades on and you're like, I don't know, I might want to hedge, then I understand. And yes, that's valid. It's not a triggered hedge, but definitely a hedge. And in fact, that's helpful because this week we're talking about risk management. And one of the core elements of your risk management plan is, what are the things you're watching? I call them tsunami indicators that tell us something bad may be happening and developing and coming our way. We haven't seen it yet, but when we see the signals that we're seeing, it has a tendency to come back pretty hard and nasty, like a tsunami. Yeah, we're watching. We're definitely watching for that. The more bullish we get, the more I keep an eye out for the tsunamis. That's exactly when we should, right? I never want to be like, oh, I got complacent. Why? We always know something is coming down, so let's just always be having our filters on and ready to go. Folk are still upset at getting everything or nothing. Cray for sure. Yeah, no, that's exactly right. Okay. Yeah, it's an interesting VIX. And here's the thing. You might be thinking, man, Scott, when you show us this back here, but here's the thing. This one was low, and it only went this high, and it turned into a great bullish signal. And this was low, and then it went this high, and that turned into a great bullish signal. There. This was low. Sorry, I think I've been saying high. Low is what I meant. The opposite, of course. Another signal. And another signal. So if I come in and I put this here and I say, well, okay, let's look at this. What was going on during these? If this is our signal, is this a good time? Yeah, went up. What about here? Little hiccup and then bam, you got what you wanted. What about here? Yeah, this one just sort of paused for a little bit, led to this one, and then they both ended up working out. These are the pieces that we're getting from the market as this VIX has de-escalated. Okay, where are we now? It's low. You probably have some bullish trades on. Okay, we're aware. Questions about that? Questions about the VIX? Let me know. Overall, I think things seem pretty good. I'm looking for trades. I'm watching carefully, though, to make sure that we don't get on the wrong side of the market on a sweep. Let's go through our signals. AAP, I said on Sunday. This is my old support level. I gotta go back to freehand. Anything in here, if we stabilize and start to turn, I've got a great target there. And maybe a halfway point here at 65. And I think to myself, that looks like a feasible trade. That looks reasonable. Keeping an eye on it. Apple. You can see Apple just kind of hit this resistance. And it just hasn't done anything. We've got earnings coming up in a couple of days. I don't see anything but expectation. Amazon a little overextended, but if you're in it, you're still doing okay. APH had a weird and funky earnings. It's just, for me, still kind of in this vein. I don't know. Your stochastics looks like it could be turning into something, but I don't see enough to want to trade this. I'm going to wait. AXP was one we talked about for a continuation trade. I still think that's there. I still think it's valid. BAC caught something, and then now it seems to be getting stuck. If you're in it, you may give it today to see if it can regain. If you're not, you're probably going to wait for the next pullback. Beyond setting up. Earnings are today after market. As long as earnings don't derail this completely, there could be something developing for us there. Okay. Caterpillar. Overextended. We like industrials, but it's overextended, and it has earnings coming up. So be patient. No need to force trades in this market. CCJ overextended on the cusp of earnings. Just relax. CLS, same thing. Some of these look great, but it doesn't. We still have to relax and wait for the signals to come. CNM. Overextended. This was one that was newly added to our watch list. And yeah. Okay. A flag, a pullback of some kind. That's definitely something that I'll be looking for through here. Okay. Capital One. Ooh, Capital One is setting up after earnings. Absolutely. That's looking pretty good for us. You guys feeling this one in alphabetical order? Dun dun. Coupang. We've watched it set up. We thought to ourselves, it's looking pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, this is one I'm definitely looking at. Okay, let's keep going. All right. Cisco. Oof. So I know there was some of you with Cisco who were kind of watching to see what we want to do with this one. It was just trying to grind its way all the way until the end of last week, and then it did this. I have to think this may be the end. Your stochastics really took a hit. Um, yeah, let me know if you're in it, what your thoughts are with that. Okay, let's keep going. DoorDash overextended. DIA overextended. EA gave a little something here. I gotta say, this one looks great. We just need earnings to do its thing. Broke the consolidation. Now looking for the higher low. Earnings come out tomorrow. When? Aftermarket. Yeah, not much we can do with that, but wait. Okay, let's keep going. Ford, right on the cusp of earnings. Got to be careful there. GE, still looking pretty good. Still looking pretty good. Okay. Let's keep going. GE Vernova, overextended. Nothing there. Gold. Glenn's watching this one. Glenn is more in tune to gold than me. So if it's going to come, yeah, it'll be from him. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Goldman, iffy. Hasbro, I don't know. This was like a hiccup. Earnings came, they were pretty good. If this holds, I'm still into it. Yeah. Okay. Robin Hood. So the problem with Robinhood, I saw it Friday. The problem is just simply you don't have much time, right? You just don't have much time. How Matt? Yeah, I don't know. Same kind of a thing. Earnings coming up on it. IBM, nothing until it can recover. IWM, nothing. There's a good one from a comment from Kami said the China syndrome may affect Hasbro. Yeah, I agree that does definitely have some concern about it overall. Okay. can find my mouse. We'll keep going. There's JOBY. Kind of tried to give a signal, but it's looking a little iffy. Levi, maybe. Love, no. Right? Love, for me, it's too much. One of the things that you got to be thinking about is it a sell-off or a pullback? This doesn't look like a pullback. It looks like a sell-off. Okay, let's keep going. Or a plane crash. Good one. I love it. Good one. Okay, let's keep going. Las Vegas Sands made a pop out of earnings. Wasn't much ability there. Meta trying to move, but Meta has earnings this week. It's one of the big ones that the market's watching this week. Morgan Stanley kind of heading sideways now. Microsoft. It definitely right here had the look I would be looking for. And I thought about it, but it just doesn't have that much time, and it's just kind of a grinder right now. So for me, I was thinking, I'm going to be still kind of on a pause to see what happens with the earnings announcements. We're gonna see some big ones coming out this week, in addition to all the news that we have, which we're going to talk about here in just a moment. Micron is a no. It's in a consolidation. Nothing there for me. Netflix is no. It's in a consolidation. Nvidia looks great. Looks fine. But we put a trade on here in Palantir. Palantir still looks good. Great day on Friday. Pretty good day today. It's up 0.35. And it's still in our trajectory. So I'm going to be patient and continue to watch. QQQ still grinding higher. Here's another one that I like for a setup. A high flyer. A couple of high flyers that we have on our list that I'm thinking about. Most definitely. So, what are we going to do with it? Yeah, let's keep an eye on it. Right? Let's keep an eye on it. Okay. Roblox. I just don't think there's time. 7:31 before market means we only have until 7:30, so we really have a couple of days. Reddit. It's kind of grinding. Nothing there yet. Rocket Lab. It tried to give a signal, but not yet. I'm still waiting for this to develop. RTX. Okay. Here's how the SPY looks today. Let's look at the opening range now that we're 20 minutes in. And it looks like this. We opened a little higher. Pushed a little up. Couldn't hold. Now we're pushing down. As long as we don't break below this area here, then I think it's just going to be trying to figure it out. Okay, let's keep going. Silver and VRT. Yeah, let's take a look at both of those. Let's see. Silver. Let's get out of the 5-minute. It's pulled back quite a bit from there. Silver looks very bullish. Very bullish indeed. Yeah. Okay. Silver looks great. I'd say silver looks better than gold right now, right? For me. Thoughts? Anyone in it? And it's setting up for a trade. Yeah, I'm thinking about this one. Definitely thinking about it. Let's see. Where was I? SPY TME. Ooh, TME is also one on my list, and you might think, but that's a red candle, but it's turning. If you look back here, these were just kind of holding, and then it goes. I'm thinking about it. Tesla, no, nothing for me here. Taiwan Semiconductor kind of showing some iffiness. Uber trying. Come on, Uber. Come on, Uber. You can do it. Uber's trying. Visa. Visa did better than I thought it would. So it did move the way we wanted. Here's the consolidation. We busted. We got this. Then the pullback. Then the higher low. That's a pretty classic reversal to a bounce pattern. I mean, I wouldn't be like, oh, I'd be so happy. I mean, it's profitable, I would imagine. Let's keep going. VIX is up 0.53 now, all 3.5%. Walmart, very sideways overall. And the last one that has looked good is Win. So I think we have a couple of things that are showing signs. We're just going to keep looking for the signals as they come. Manage the trades as you have them. Look for the signals. Don't overthink the market. Don't try to outsmart it or outthink it or outguess it or whatever else. Let's go back to the economic calendar. So, today, nothing. Tomorrow, it kicks in. Tomorrow, we have retail inventories. Kind of minor. We have Case-Shiller Home Price Index, also kind of minor. Then we have consumer confidence. That's a little bit bigger, as well as job openings. We'd love to see consumer confidence jump. We'd love to see job openings stay somewhat in the, closer to 7.8. ADP on Wednesday. GDP on Wednesday, FOMC on Wednesday. A lot of abbreviated acronyms. Acronyms? Yeah. Thursday, non-farm payrolls. No, that's Friday. Thursday, jobless claims, income, spending, PCE, which, as we know, is the Fed's primary inflation data that it's looking at. And then on Friday, we have jobs. So, yeah, it's chock full. It's going to just come after today. We'll start to see the news kick back in. It'll go from there. Questions. Comments, concerns, any trades that you're in we didn't hit, any trades you're thinking about that you want to hit, any questions about the trading plan section. Tonight, I had something earmarked for tonight, and then I forgot what it was. So if anyone remembers what we said we were going to do tonight, if you were like, that sounded really good, we should do it, and you remembered, make sure you tell me. I forgot. About the price action before and after market, what is happening? Well, there's a lot of stuff that's going on. Remember that we have pre-market extended hours trading that is from 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. And we have extended hours aftermarket trading from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern time. That all will be tracked and looked at. We have futures that are trading, futures on indices, futures on even some stocks. We have some stocks that trade 24 hours a day. So there's just a lot of stuff that can be going on that's influencing and impacting the price. Not for options, though. No. No. There's activity and there's you can see movement, but we can't speculate on it with options until the market opens at 9:30. Great point, Bob. Basically, this week can be a whipsaw with lots of volume. I would think so. I think it could whipsaw. But I think it's going to be important for us to watch the data come in and see what we think about it. Right now, what am I expecting for the data? Positive. I expect trade relations to be positive. I expect, because why? Because our posture is positive. Because we're really getting a good understanding of institutions, and they're slower than us. They know more than us. So if the institutional sentiment's holding up, which as of now it is, great. Now, if it at any point it changes, I'm going to adapt quickly. Be water, my friends. Be water. Adapt quickly. Make the changes necessary, and we'll be fine. A sign to be cautious. Well, I mean, look, there's data, there's news coming out. Right now, we're being cautious to some extent simply because we're looking for new trades. A couple that are setting up. We're in old trades that we're winding down. So just within the cycle, it would be a little bit more of a caution. But as far as the market goes, I feel pretty comfortable with it. So no more cautious than anything else. Remember that our caution is, in fact, we're working on, this will be my last plug, we're working on risk management. My caution is determined by my portfolio heat. My portfolio heat is going to be influenced by my current market posture. And my market posture is 5.5 and has been in the 5s for weeks. And the direction it's been going is up. And so I'm certainly looking still for new trades. Love it. Love the chat. All right, you guys. We have an hour scheduled for tonight. I hope you can make it. Otherwise, we have tomorrow for our Trading Foundation sessions with Glenn and I. It's great to see everybody as we transitioned our market posture to our trading posture. Hopefully, you feel pretty comfortable with your trading posture. Have a great rest of your day as always. And thank you guys for that. Thank you, Tony. Have a great rest of your day as always. Happy trading.